Norwegian customs. On the back of this, Enoch Powell delivered his Rivers of Blood speech in Birmingham. He thought it madness that we were letting in not only entitled immigrants, but all their dependent relatives. A lot of people agreed, especially the butchers of Smithfield. Martin Luther King getting gunned down did nothing to quell racist sentiment here, and in America, it triggered black riots in major cities. All this seemed to go right over Jack's head as he slipped further into what could only be described as madness. It came to a head for me one night at the club, when I knew once and for all I had to get away from him or end up in jail. The irony was that it was my eventual saviour, Joey, who would do for me. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The club was dead. Jack's paranoia hadn't driven the punters away.
Crazy being dumping on the beach. If it happens, I'll have to pop the end, right? Take her over to the big farm. Don't talk daft. You're still firing after her? Is that what's going on behind my back?
Bollocks. I should let you do it and end up in prison.
Yeah, that would suit you both, wouldn't it?
How's that if she's dead?
She's got too much information about me, Brian. If the Crates do go for Jackie, I could be next. She'd give evidence against me at my trial.
What trial's that? Oh, did you get nicked and didn't tell me?
Oh, we gotta get more guns. The IRA's got plenty. I got a geezer coming to see me.
No, that's not good news, Jack. But talk to George Fennick before you deal with these paddies.
And what'll he do? Just make me put my hand deeper in my pocket to bung punts in coppers. I want to be rid of a lot of them.
No, that's how business is kept sweet.
He's my man now. Marty! This is my partner, Brian. He's an iron, but don't let that worry you.
As long as we know where he's found. This place is like a morgue. Where are your punters?
It's a cold night. Tuesdays are always so.
Like most other nights nowadays.
Don't give me egg, Brian.
If there's somewhere quieter, we can talk.
It is best, Martin. No one can bug us here.
Well, Jack, what do you think about the Daily Express job?
I thought about it. What about the guns?
We'll get you all you want.
What Daily Express job?
A flag? I thought he was your partner, Jack.
And we haven't talked about it yet.
Are you crackers? We got all these blaggers here on wages just waiting to work. Now you're giving work away to a bunch of paddies.
We understood you have the means. We have the knowledge.
And we've got the firm, all right.
We don't like being referred to as a bunch of paddies, Brian, huh?
Then what are you? Freedom fighters?
We're breaking the shackles of British oppression.
Good. Well, send us a postcard when it's done.
Is he taking the piss?
Just that puffy sense of humour he's got.
Huh? I don't like this Jackie boy.
Well, why don't you piss off, Brian? Make yourself useful. Rustle up some punters.
Just don't get too involved with these paddies.
Brian!
All right, I'm gone.
Yes, Rita?
Phone there, Mr. Roland. He wondered if you could spare a few minutes.
Thank you, Rita. Ask him to come in. No, this is a surprise, Brian. Close the door. Anything wrong?
Is that how it always looks? Come in here when I'm in trouble.
Well, Father's the best at. Seen your mother recently?
I had tea with her the other day, in the West End. She seems distracted. Thinks you're having an affair with that woman from the Conservative Party.
Margaret Courtney? Is that why you're here?
Ah, of course not.
I'd admire it if you were that brave, Brian.
It's nothing to do with me.
Your mum thinks I kind of time. I put in 14 hours a day here, sometimes more. She sees Margaret more than I do. She's got a husband. Powerful civil servant.
I've met him. Horrible bastard.
Eh? Where?
No, that doesn't matter. How's business, Dad? Making those 14-hour days worthwhile?
Well, they're doing all right, despite the red tape involved. I don't wonder people go bent.
Have you tried that way, then?
I want to build up a legitimate property developing company. Small at present, I don't bite off more than I can chew.
The big boys bribe councillors and politicians, nonsense.
When was business any different?
I've counted 6 new employees out there. They must be doing okay.
They bring their problems, Brian. PAYE, national insurance, and paid holidays. No one's ever given me a paid holiday.
Perhaps now isn't the time to ask if you've got room for one more.
You got someone in mind?
Me, Dad. That's all I can take from Jack. He's balmy.
Your mum's been getting that sort of picture from Leah.
Still seeing her, then, is she?
Oh, she says it was one of her good works. God knows now that.
What do you think?
That job offer still open?
Things have changed from when I thought we'd build a business together. What can you do, apart from threaten people?
Come in handy with difficult customers.
My view is, if you treat people right, they respect you.
So there isn't anything.
I always wanted you on board, Brian. Why have you changed your mind? Something happened?
The world's changing. You adapt or die. Nietzsche.
More Darwin in the city, son. Survival of the fittest. Could you survive here?
Why not? I survived with Jack, just about.
What about Jack? What's he gonna say?
Yeah, he thinks everyone's betraying him. He probably put the kibosh on me leaving.
Then we'll make him an offer.
Oh, that's terrific, Dad. Is it really going to happen?
I'll talk to Jack. We'll make it happen.
You crackers, Joey. Me become a company director. What would I want with all that bollocks?
It's time you got out of this way of life, and when did you?
You've been plotting with my sister Alice.
Paying your taxes makes you safe.
All I gotta do is threaten my rights.
Not anymore. Look at this place. Brian says there's hardly a customer.
We're changing our business model, ain't we, Pongo?
Whatever you say, Jack.
That's right. We're going blagging. More and more money's on the move nowadays.
Time of the games is over. Blacks from South London are moving in on the Richardson's ground.
All them spades are interested in this truck. Isn't that right, Pongo?
Whatever you say, Jack.
How long will it be before you're arrested, Jack?
What? You heard something, Joey?
Consider the law of averages. The police have got their tails up after the Richardson's arrest. You and Brian have had a good run. Now he wants to come and work with me.
No. Brian ain't leaving my firm. He ain't.
See it as a football transfer. It's business. You get some money.
Brian's dead before I let him walk away.
Then you're making me your enemy, Jack.
Out. Throw him out, Pongo.
Listen to reason, man.
Out! Pongo!
Jack.
You've got to go, Mr. Rollman.
I knew Jack wouldn't go for it. He's scared I'll grass him.
In any negotiation, Brian, you have to keep your nerve. If you don't, you're lost.
Jack doesn't respond like a normal person. It won't work.
Listen to your dad, Brian. He knows what he's talking about. No one ever gets the better of him in negotiations.
The only way I'm going to get free is if Jack's dead or in prison.
Either one of those is possible.
What?
You heard me.
I couldn't do that. Not even to Jack.
Don't be wet, son. To survive, you have to be strong.
That would make me the worst sort of grass.
Do you want to sit and wait for the police to arrest you and shame us all again?
Listen to your mother, Brian. You've got a shrewd head on the shoulders.
It's shocking to the cops.
Maybe I'll go and talk to Leah.
What good would that do?
Well, she wants to be free of my brother as much as you do. Perhaps I can persuade her to do the dirty on him. She deserves her chance.
I can't get pregnant, I made sure of that. I'd kill myself rather than have Jack's baby.
If you were to give evidence against him, you'd be free. You can go back to your studies at university.
Don't do this, Catherine, please. Did Jack put you up to this? He did? I know he did.
Yeah, calm down and be rational. He doesn't know about me coming here.
I'm sorry, Kat, I don't know what to say. What will I do? What will I do?
Calm yourself. We'll all be free. The police will take him into custody and give you protection.
But Jack's a friend of the police. He gives them money.
Jack's got no friends. In the police or anywhere else. We can do this. Joseph will negotiate with the police. You do trust me?
You're the only person in the world who helps me.
We'll go on helping.
There was a real risk in the action Joey and Mum proposed. One that could land him in trouble with Jack if it didn't come off, or the police if it did. Ordinarily, Joey wasn't a gambler, He liked to shape the odds through careful assessment and analysis of any situation. Even though he chose to meet with the policeman he'd done most business with, DCI George Fennick, he still wasn't sure. George seemed to be changing, and he couldn't make out if he was being influenced by the young detective who stuck close to him, or if he was influencing Tony Wednesday. They seemed to give nothing away as they listened to the proposition. Ignoring the possibility that they would sell us out to Jack, Joey was banking on the winds of change and how that might make the police more interested in arresting Jack than earning from him.
Let's get this right, Joey. You're offering us money to go after Jack. Is that a joke?
Never more earnest.
We'll tell Jack we're onto his little game. Right, Tony?
Unless it was Commander Drury who put him up to this.
I hadn't thought about that.
Would I come like this and meet two of you, putting myself at risk? Putting Jack away is in our mutual interest. Leah is key.
How much information does his girlfriend have?
First, you guarantee her safety. Not just for a couple of days while you interview
It
her.
still begs the question, how much information has she got?
Enough for 3 life sentences. Once she's in a safe place, got to do a lot of work putting other elements in place.
What about Pongo? Will he give evidence?
Be up to you. I can't speak for him.
You and Brian will give evidence.
You can't count on that.
Brian knows everything that Jack Braden's done. He might even go himself.
No, that has to be part of the deal.
How do you know you can trust me?
I don't, Mr. Wednesday. There's great benefit to you and Mr. Fennick if we were to pull this off.
How involved is Commander Drury in Jack Braden's business?
He gets money from Jack's clubs and bookshops. Same from the Crays.
And all you want is Brian kept clear.
That and Leah Cohen kept safe.
We better go and talk to our governor. Thanks so much.
Would Brian Oldman be able to give up his uncle? I mean, put him away? Joey's smart enough to know if he does, he'd like to go as well.
That's why he made that condition about Brian.
But Oldman knows it's only a matter of time for both.
Jack Braden's never objected, Tony. You got something in mind, you cunt bastard.
He was putting money on offer to us for doing nothing more than our job. Now, Jack Braden going away, that'd be something. We could slip Brian out on a deal. One Mr. Slicker would go for it, while we collect a chunk of money off Joey.
Nice idea, Tony. How do you see us finishing?
Who's the most bent old bill they've got on the firm?
Pin Drury, for sure.
Jack Braden and the Iron haven't got any love for him. If Brian could be persuaded to give him up, Drury might do most of the work for us. He'd put Jack into the frame gun.
Dangerous. Ken Drury's well involved.
You're in there as well.
What? The rubber eels?
I don't know, I can't steer a way through. We'll end up getting our collars felt.
I've had a taste. Nothing major.
I heard you were the backpack to the Portsmouth Cup.
Who told you that?
If I've heard it, others have to.
If you turn out a wrong Tony, someone will know Tommy.
Question is, could we control the poison what comes out if Drury's in it?
Always provided we get him first.
We'd best talk to our governor.
Can we trust him, Tony?
He's so desperate to nick the firms and bend policemen he won't see the pitfalls. The one I don't trust is Superintendent Weathers. He must be brown with someone to get made up like that. I wonder who. Taxi!
I've heard the stories about Commander Drury. We might go now the Crays are linked.
Will they stay next go?
It'd be nice to grab Jack Braden's first. Brian Oldman play ball.
Only's a way to save himself.
Making policemen never nice. If Brian Oldman gave us Drury and Braden, I'd feel okay about doing the rubber heels job.
Our snout said they're doing a deal now to build back in the Crays arrest is created.
If Brian Oldman can help us bring this off, he definitely. We might even beat your blue-eyed contemporary, Superintendent Redvers, I think.
We're all working for the same firm now.
Redvers is more ambitious. Plus, he's got the hero recognition.
Perhaps he's browning in
Oh, Commissioner is letting him run his own investigation.
Maybe we should give this to him.
Let them that does the work get the glory. Might be a shame there's all what policemen go back.
If we were to give this to Superintendent members, it might go straight back to Jack Brady with them being related.
No, dear me, Kurt. Look, see if you two can make a deal with Rhino.
Masterful, Tony. You played him like a Stradivarius. Maybe we should give this to him, sir.
I wouldn't rely on Brian Oldman or Drury. You need a fullback position.
Have you got one, Tony?
Call Jack Brady for something in his own right and hold him pending inquiry.
Let's see how Brian Oldman shapes up first. We'll take him to my favourite Joe Lyons.
Any famous actors in here today, John?
We've no time for such niceties, Brian.
You'll be famous, Brian. Your face will be in all the papers. I might be dead if I keep Jack up.
How much longer can your luck up now, Twitter?
If you've got the evidence, why not just nick Jack? He's trying to do you a favour, for old time's sake, keeping you out of the fray. I know how long I'll survive with him yet.
Our governor has assured me you'd stay clear, Brian.
Mr. Slipper outrank Commander Drury. Drury won't help you, Brian. The Quaid twins thought he made them invincible. He didn't stop them being nicked. When the chips are down, everyone saves himself.
Aye, they're sorting out the right trial judge, too. After Melford Stevenson.
It'll be very funny if they call him. Why's that funny? I'll think about it. Don't take too long. You realise a lot of old Belcom thought Drury will pull all he can to the front.
We won't let that happen, Brian. We'll sift the evidence, keep him clear, and us. We'll talk to your dad. He wants Jack gone.
Maybe possible, George. Be double careful, though. Jack suspects everyone. We've got a plan. It involves armed robbery. Jack couldn't blag a sweet shop.
We think he'll go for this.
What's involved? Well, we think it's best you don't know. Then your uncle can't suspect you. You don't know Jack.
I'll put it to him.
Well, I'll be hearing from you, no doubt.
You will. Thanks, Brian.
The lion thinks he's clever. He'll see how clever when he goes too.
The governor did say he could stay out if he grasses his uncle.
What happened with that judge, Melford Stevenson? Is he bumming him?
Hardly. Brian used to call young girls for him. He had one back at Jack Braden's Mayfair apartment when the Crays sent in a couple of heavies to do for Jack. They killed the bird that was there. Melford Stevenson was hiding in the bathroom.
All right, what happened?
Brian spirited the judge away. We disposed of the body.
Well, that'd be all right. They come up in front of him.
Yeah. Look over there. That's Donald Sindon.
Is he in here?
That's about right.
Business isn't exactly booming, Pongo.
No one's got any money, Brian.
Never. Where's Jack?
At his flat. He ain't feeling too good.
Well, I don't think it's going to get any better. The way things are shaping.
The geezer brought a note for you, Brian. Said it was urgent.
Who was it?
Just a messenger. That's over there.
You open it, Pongo. This is a summons.
It's from that judge geezer, Melford Stevenson. He wants to see you. Can you have lunch at his club?
Let me see. You could be, brother. I've missed you. These are dangerous times, Judge. What changes? Have you been watching the Forsyth Saga on the BBC? Of course I have. Fascinating. About greed and possessiveness and ownership, even of people. This is Edwardian, 1906, not 1968. The soup is very good. I often have 2 bowls of soup and 2 puddings. Sounds fun. Why don't we do that tonight? That's what I admire about you, Brian. Such a sport. Now, I have a little dilemma. You know the odious Reggie Cray and his equally odious brother, Bonnie, have been arrested. Along with most of their gang. The trial looks like coming my way. Senior police officers particularly asked that I should hear it. Well, I'm sure you'll do the right thing, Judge. Is it all right for me to hear this case? Now,
quite better, I would have thought.
Are you sure, Brian, that nothing compromising is likely to come out?
Oh, I know, Sally. We kept you well away from that little town at Jack's flat. Nothing will ever emerge.
Brian, that sets my mind at ease. Thank you, dear boy. We'll both have the soup, Clive. 2 bowls each.
Very good.
I'm sure it's all right to talk to you, Jack.
Is the old Bill Wilder place, George, have
Leah or no one is listening to us.
Whisper, George. You never know who's listening. Why are you coming to me with this proposition? There's plenty of blokes about.
Not reliable ones, Jack. Not people I can approach.
It must be easy since the Quays were nicked.
That's part of the problem. There's a vacuum created with their arrest. Either your firm fills it or I'll bill it. It's the law of physics, Jack. You can't have a vacuum.
I know about the payroll of the Daily Express every week. It was put to me once before. I told him it's not my game. I've got to find something from the head, George.
Yeah, what are these? Oh no, they're Leah's.
Well, they'll do.
What you are, Jack, is a great organiser. You know how to manage a firm. You could get a few others and lift that payroll when it's the printer's bonus week.
As it happens, I do know a few blaggers who ain't working.
Reliable. With bonuses, it comes to about 100 grand.
That would do.
The way things are going, we're all going to need a bit of a pension.
What's happened? Something happened?
Our bill is well busy. They could get busier. That's what that snaky detective I work with plans. Tony Wednesday. Well bet, but I can't find anything on it. He's got plenty on other old Bill.
What's he plan to do?
Nick you if he can. And if he don't, that nephew of yours will, along with every old Bill who ever took an earner.
What, Brian?
Not Brian. Your sister Alice's boy, John Redford's.
Oh, I could bung him a few quid.
Don't even think about it, Jack. Let's get our pension from the Daily Express wages van, so I can retire somewhere safe.
I never did like that Tory paper.
Jack, keep well closed up about this. We don't want Tony Wednesday and a gang of old Bill waiting when you show up.
More clothes than a grave, that's me, George. Cushy.
We didn't want to do regular blagging.
This ain't regular blagging. Thing is, Brian, there's this vacuum now the twins and the Richardsons are finished.
Yeah, we'll be next.
No, the law says you can't have a vacuum.
What law's that then? One this poxy Labour government slipped in.
So either we fill the vacuum or old Bill does. I'd say we've had enough of them thieving hounds grabbing shares.
How do you know this Tony Wednesday and George Fenwick aren't setting you up?
No, George wants a pension to get out with before he's nicked himself.
And who have you got in mind for this robbery?
Someone well closed up. What about David Crutwell?
Terrific choice, Jack. He's on the island doing 10 for the train robbery.
George Fenwick's got a way to get him off.
This has to be a get-up. And you're mug enough to fall for it.
You don't know nothing, right?
I know you're being that.
You ain't got no bottles, son.
But even if we do get him off the island, he might be less than happy about working for us. You nicked all his money from the train robbery.
No, we looked after it.
What, this is really taking a piss. How do we get him out of prison anyway?
It won't be hard. First, we've got to see if he's up.
Let's think about alternatives as well.
David Crutwell will be as good as gold. Get some false ID. You and Bobby can pop over and see him, like you're his brief with new evidence for his appeal.
Just like that.
Easy peasy, sir.
Then why don't you do it?
I got to organise things. Fill the vacuum, right?
It's better we have this conversation in the street, Brian.
What's wrong, Ben? You think your office is bugged?
One or two strange things have been happening lately. Strange people popping up. Never heard of trust.
Not getting paranoid like Jack, eh?
Just being cautious.
Is this what George Fenwick had in mind for Jack? Getting him involved with a black?
I'd have thought George and all the other police would have plenty on Jack already. And you, for that matter, Brian.
It's all a bit iffy. Especially with John Redford's being so busy.
Be cautious about this robbery. What are your plans for the money?
Oh, I thought that bent banker.
Which one? Well, most of them are bent. Julian Turwin?
Will he have it?
So he can rob you again? Make sure you have enough to pull him into the frame to trade him if things go wrong.
What could go wrong?
Either you're being very naive or very stupid, Brian. 1,000 things. You got false identities to go out to Parkhurst prison?
We're getting them. I'm taking Bobby Brown as my clerk.
Ah. Does Bobby even know how to write? Be careful. Don't expose myself trying to get you free of Jack. I don't want you to fall foul of the police and not get out of prison.
I'll try to stay awake.
I'll best get back to the office. This is Monument 2791.
Oh, Joseph, thank goodness. Been trying you all afternoon.
Margaret. Sound flustered. Anything wrong?
I have to see you straight away, Joseph.
What, a meeting at 6? Can you go to the hotel?
No. Prefer somewhere as public as possible.
Of London Bridge? Down Riverside?
I can be free in 30 minutes. I still love you, Joseph.
Rita, I've got to pop out again. I'll be back in time for my 6 o'clock appointment. Margaret, there you are.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joseph. I couldn't find a taxi.
What is all this? You're as white as a sheet.
Rafe, my husband, has found out about us. He's not pleased.
I don't see why he should be so upset. He's got no interest in you.
As he pointed out, I am his wife.
He doesn't own you. He's of the liberated 60s, for God's sake.
Rafe takes a more illiberal view. It's because of his job. He loathes any breath of scandal. He's seen too many careers ruined by it, including his friend, Jack Profumo.
I'm sure he's ruined a few too.
What are we going to do, Joseph?
First try to find out what he intends to do.
Knowing the Colonel, it will be something unpleasant. He told me I wasn't to see you again. I can't do that, Joseph, whatever the consequences.
He must at least give the appearance of agreeing to his wishes. We'll be extra careful about meeting.
Oh, Joseph, you darling, brave man. I thought you were going to reject me and never see me again.
The more I know of your husband, the less I like him. This perhaps explains the strange things that have happened.
Like what?
Oh, odd boards popping up out of the woodwork, asking associates about my early life, my business. Someone even phoned Catherine to ask her about Brian's birth. I would have said they were from the hospital.
Did she know the caller wasn't?
Catherine had a home confinement.
The Colonel, his people would know that.
See, they're not done. We'll go to different hotels and make sure we're not followed. Come on. You need a stiff brandy before you head back. We'll go to the station before. Yes, Rita?
Your 6 o'clock appointment's here, Mr. Oldman.
Oh, thank you. Show him in. Mr. Jupiter, do come in. Have a seat.
I don't want to sit, Oldman. This won't take but a moment. But this is about what I expected. Cheap little office for dodgy deals.
What are you saying? You're here to talk about a property sale.
Don't be obtuse, man. You know who I am.
Well, I'm beginning to realise you're not Newsome Jupiter.
Sir Rafe Courtney, Margaret's husband. I don't take kindly to a barrow boy sullying my goods.
She's a person and should be respected as such. You don't know none.
Well, don't try that line. Your sordid little affair is no more elevated than a run through a muddy ditch.
Whatever you think of it, your wife and I have deep feelings for one another.
How pathetic. I rather hoped you'd have more substance and make a fight of it.
I'm not going to fight you.
Not even for the woman for whom you have deep feelings.
Well, that's clear. You don't have none.
Don't have none, don't I? You can't even speak the Queen's English. And why would you? Arriving here from Russia in a rag bag.
You don't have any feeling for Margaret and resent anyone else's affection
She
for her.
married me. She's my possession. Bought and paid for, sir. When I'm done with her, I'll release her. But when I do, I think you'll have no further use for her. Meanwhile, if you bring so much as a breath of scandal to my door, I will make you very sorry. You know what I do, Oldman?
Some secret service for the government? MI5 or something?
I will destroy you. Hurt not only you, but your family. Do I make myself clear?
You don't scare me.
Then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. This is your only warning.
He's shaking.